gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah.
When I first heard the name OPPO Find X9S Pro, I honestly thought it was just a more advanced version of the OPPO Find X9 Pro. But after spending some time with it, that's not really the case. Technically, this phone feels more like a major evolution of the OPPO Find X8S rather than a direct upgrade to the X9 Pro. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out our exciting tech content. The version I got comes in a color called Energy Layer, and the look instantly reminded me of a chilled orange soda on a hot summer day. The top section resembles sparkling bubbles, while the bottom has that rich orange juice vibe, creating a smooth gradient finish. Under light, the back also gives off a metallic reflective shine that looks really eye-catching. The camera module design stays almost identical to the regular 9S. The Hasselblad logo still sits in the lower right corner, and honestly, the placement kind of reminds me of the Heidi Lau logo. The overall arrangement hasn't changed much, but this time OPPO introduced a double-layer camera island design. It also features a one-piece cold-carved construction, meaning the back is crafted from a single piece of glass with a frosted texture combined with glossy detailing. If the camera bump itself had been much larger, it probably would have looked awkward. So this layered design actually makes everything feel more balanced and visually natural. At least that's how I see it. On the front, you get a compact 6.32-inch display. The bezels are incredibly thin at just 1.1 millimeters, making the screen look even more immersive. Even when compared to the previous Find X8S, which already had slim borders, the X9S Pro somehow looks even narrower visually. For unlocking, OPPO upgraded to an ultrasonic 3D fingerprint scanner, and it's a huge improvement over the short-focus fingerprint solution used before. The display also supports a super smooth 144 Hz refresh rate while continuing to focus on eye protection. Brightness ranges from as low as 1 nit all the way up to a peak of 1800 nits. Powering the phone is still the Dimensity 9500 processor, which OPPO has clearly spent a long time optimizing. Since we already know a lot about this chip, I won't spend too much time on performance details here. The battery capacity is now a massive 7,025 mAh, but what I really want to focus on is the camera system. I didn't get the chance to test the Ultra version, so let's talk specifically about this compact model on its own. This time, the camera hardware sees some serious upgrades. The main camera uses an HPE sensor measuring 1/1.4 inches with a large f1.6 aperture. The telephoto camera features the HP5 sensor, sized at 1/1.56 inches with an f2.6 aperture. It offers 2.8x optical zoom with a 65mm focal length, and at 5.6x magnification, it can capture shots equivalent to 130mm. What's even more impressive is that both the main camera and telephoto lens are 200-megapixel sensors, making this a true Hasselblad dual 200 setup. This photo here was captured using the main camera's 200-megapixel mode. Even after zooming in heavily, the image still holds impressive clarity. Realistically, most people probably won't crop in this aggressively, but for things like secondary editing and content creation, having that level of detail is extremely useful. And remember, this image has already been enlarged significantly. Now, this shot was taken using the telephoto lens in 200-megapixel mode. Compared to the main camera sample, the detail here is even stronger. You can clearly see sharper textures, and the zoom capability is also noticeably better. That's why I think the 200-megapixel mode becomes incredibly valuable for secondary creative work. Another important upgrade this year is the second-generation single-lens sensor technology. Beyond basic sensing, it can now also detect light intensity more accurately. Combined with the new multispectral sensor and the main camera, all three systems work together in real time to deliver more natural and realistic color reproduction. This ties directly to Hasselblad's long-standing philosophy of natural color science, and I think OPPO has done a great job integrating that experience here. That said, natural color rendering isn't always what people want for street photography. Street shots are usually about speed and atmosphere, so OPPO also added 3 brand new film-style color profiles this time around. First, let's talk about the Hoguang film style. This filter works especially well in scenes with complicated lighting, particularly when you're shooting portraits. It gives skin a smooth, creamy look, and the transitions between light and shadow feel very soft and natural, without looking harsh or overly processed. The second style is called rich film. This one has a very airy and transparent vibe. You probably know the kind of feeling I'm talking about. The colors look richer and more vibrant, but they never become overly bright or blown out. It still keeps a lot of the original color detail in the image. Basically, the colors pop without looking exaggerated. The best part is that in this mode, you can pretty much shoot and post immediately without needing extra editing afterward. It works great in all kinds of situations. Personally, I use it a lot for street photography, both during the day and at night. The third new style is contrast black and white. I've actually mentioned black and white photography in earlier videos before. Honestly, I didn't enjoy it that much in the past, but recently I've started to appreciate how black and white photos can create a stronger sense of storytelling. To put it simply, one single photo can make you stop and talk about it for hours. There's a certain emotional depth to it. This black and white mode also has an effect called Deep Mountain Road, which delivers a strong, high-contrast look with very rich tones. I think this dramatic black and white style fits street photography extremely well. So overall, out of these 3 new film tones, 2 of them are clearly more focused on street photography, while the Hoguang style is better suited for portraits. That's probably the easiest way to understand the difference. The camera interface has also been redesigned. Now, almost all the functions are placed at the bottom, and you can quickly swipe left or right to adjust settings. When switching between modes, there's still a nice lighting animation effect during the transition. You can also swipe upward from the bottom to open additional functions, although tapping works too, of course. Other tools like exposure adjustment, animation effects, and diffuser settings are now grouped more neatly in the upper left corner in a more compact layout. The interface also feels very convenient when using the phone horizontally. Another small detail I noticed is the shutter button. Previously, it had more of a flat design, but now it feels much more metallic. That small change actually makes the whole camera experience feel noticeably more premium and refined. And if you include the older film filters together with these new ones, OPPO now gives you a total of 9 different film tones to play with. For now, I think that's already more than enough, although I'd still love to see OPPO add even more styles in the future. As for pricing, the base version of the OPPO Find X9S Pro starts at 5,299 yuan in China, which is roughly around £575 in the UK and about $777 in the United States. Honestly, when it comes to the OPPO Find X9S Pro, I think the biggest deciding factor is simply your budget. If you want a compact phone that also takes photography seriously, this device is honestly excellent. The performance is strong, the overall specifications are flagship level, and the battery life is also very impressive. On top of that, ColorOS has now been upgraded to the Gold Label version, bringing smoother performance and more features overall. I also feel like current OPPO users will probably upgrade pretty quickly anyway. So, if camera performance is your absolute top priority, then personally, I'd still recommend going for the Ultra model. But if your budget is more limited and you still want a smaller phone with a great camera experience, then the X9S Pro is honestly a really solid choice. I'll definitely get my hands on the Ultra version later and share my experience with OPPO's true full-scale camera flagship. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!